Muriuki is in the building.
Hey, I'm here for these shenanigans.
You're here for the shenanigans. We see you. Anita and Nderu is in the building, and Eddie Butita is also among us.
I've just seen your top and started laughing.
Butita, how are you doing?
No, Larry,
the lighting is just so amazing on you today, Butita.
You've taken this stuff off. Hi, Larry.
Malipo ni hapa duniani.
Wow, Butita, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
My
can you
enemies
do it
have
again?
succeeded.
Let's do it again. I think people missed it. Can we do it again?
Okay, let's do that again. So let me do the introduction again. Muriuki is in the building.
Hello.
Anita and Nderu is among us.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very good. And Eddie Butita is also in the building.
Wewe mnahata Anita.
Oh my God, no.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Anyway.
My jaws hurt.
No.
Oh my God.
Lazima nianze chama. Black people united. No.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. All right. So, in fact, tuanze kwa kina Butita. Let's start with Rhoda Omufumu. She's a nominated MCA in Vihiga County, right? She reportedly went MIA after she accidentally posted her nude photo on the county assembly's WhatsApp group last Friday. A source close to her said Omufumu does not even know how to use digital gadgets. This person claims she's a church leader. Her counterparts have since called for the formation of a special committee to look into the matter. Really? To look into the matter or to go look into the picture as a group? Ciru.
Kenyans seem to have a bit of an addiction towards special
I know.
committees.
Bro, Daocholas, Jinani.
First of all, here's my thing. Yeah, like, it could happen to the best of us. Like, there's this meme I saw this week where it was like, you know, like sometimes when you're using your Facebook app, then sometimes it'll show you like it will suggest pictures that you can upload.
Yes.
So it said that when your nudes appear up there, and then you go into a panic. Like, let's not laugh. It could happen to you.
No. But Anita, how come this only happens to church people?
First of all, I think it's something that it's normally said. Guys just never believed it until now. Those are the freakiest guys ever.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Notice how this constantly keep. It's always the people who are like, I am holiest art thou.
Praise God.
I will never. Hallelujah. Amen. They are the people who will do the most shocking things. And you're just like, ungekubali tu, you're like the rest of us. So when you do something like that, it's not surprising. What amused me about the story was, they go ahead and say, we want to form a special committee. You know, she's a married woman with children.
She's a church
but
elder.
In the photo,
to look into her nudes.
In the photo, she was with an unidentified man.
Yes.
So if they know her husband and the children, I understand why she went into hiding. That is just too much to explain.
Butita.
Unajua nasikia kuna committee fulani ya chama sijui church nini. So wanaenda go through hizo picha.
Atujui.
Like, what is the
Hii committee na investigate vile hiyo picha ilifika kwa hiyo group.
So committee na investigate. Basi hiyo group ma MCA kuna MCA mmoja snitch. Mmoja aliamua kusema historia yote. Lakini mimi nasema kitu moja. That's an open politician.
Very open.
Transparency.
All right. One more thing, Larry.
I didn't see how we got there. Okay.
Larry, one more thing.
Yes.
So they said that she doesn't know how to use
digital gadgets.
Digital gadgets.
She's low tech, yes.
But she knows how
but
to
then
take a
this
nude.
picture only had her and the unidentified man. So, I mean, it's an open shut case. She's either the one who sent it or he's the one who sent it. Because how else did it get to this particular WhatsApp group?
Yeah,
Lakini
she doesn't know how to WhatsApp, but she knows how to take a nude.
But she's in a group. She doesn't know how to WhatsApp, but she's in a WhatsApp group.
But
so what does she do in this group?
you've never been added into a group and you don't know how you got there. Maybe that's what happened.
Okay.
But at least we know she knows how to take a nude.
But now we know she also has WhatsApp.
Lakini Butita, watu wa Vihiga County, sasa tunafanyia kwa aji.
Vihiga what?
Papa, hii maneno ni ngumu sana. Ile mambo unaona MCA unashindwa, MCA imekuwa member of camera assembly ama imekuwa nini? MCA unatuangusha sana papa. Sukari kipotea MCA, kitu kipotea MCA.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one. Butita.
Okay. speaking of leaders, Nairobi woman representative, or should I say woman replica, Rachel Shebesh, was the center of ridicule this week. She replicated the kind gesture of a Nakuru customer service agent who warmed the hearts of Kenyans by kneeling to serve a disabled client. Remember her, right? Shebesh appears to have borrowed the idea with the same intent to warm Kenyans' heart, but it ended up boiling them. Is there any chance that this was a genuine, and maybe, you know, Shebesh is just a victim of the wrong timing, Ciru?
Here's the thing, even though it was 100% genuine, you see, the only person who knows about her motives is Rachel Shebesh.
Yes.
The rest of us are purely speculating.
Yes.
Having said that, even though she was being roho safi, the timing was a retro suspect coming hot on the heels of, you know, Pauline from Safaricom.
Yes.
And, you know, the kind
Shout
of
out
white,
to her, she's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. And, you know, after what she did for that disabled gentleman,
yeah.
and then this comes hot on the heels, even though it was roho safi, the timing was off. As in, I'm trying not to be like, oh, you are lying, why the hell you lying? I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to call shenanigans, but I call shenanigans.
Oh, I see your T-shirt.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, you're calling shenanigans, Anita.
I call shenanigans.
Anita, what do you think?
I'll agree with Shiro. I don't want to be those people who always assume everything was, you know, not as it is. No, she must have been copying. The situation was quite suspect. But in the event that it was quite suspect, as Kenyans, we need to quit two things. We need to stop being copycats and forming committees. It's become all we do. Someone does this today, we copy it tomorrow. Someone does this today, we start a committee tomorrow. It is exhausting.
I like to call it, the way Kenyans innovate, Anita, is monkey see, monkey do.
It's too much.
Butita.
But even her, I would have waited a while before that photo is released.
Yeah.
Kidogo too.
Even though
you know,
she
let's
was
move on to
roho
other
safi.
things, and then by mistake, you drop it in a WhatsApp group.
Oh. I see what you did there. Butita.
To copy this tune.
Butita is on fire today. Damn.
Umekasirika, that image in the beginning haikukufurahisha.
He's come out swinging.
Butita apendi ujinga. All right, guys, let's talk about activist Boniface Mwangi, who literally walked from Kisumu to Nairobi. Remember that? On foot. So walking out on Jeff Koinange's show on Wednesday was literally a walk in the park. 20 minutes into the interview, Getundu South MP Moses Kuria walks into the interview and Boni does the opposite. Walk out. Watch.
The office where I report to is not activism.
Oh, speaking of activism,
yes.
Look who just showed up.
Yeah.
Everybody shows up on this show.
And this is the time for me to walk out.
No, you can't walk out.
I can walk out.
Boniface, you can't walk
You
out.
invited me to have a discussion, and I'm done with my discussion.
But we just can't have a one-sided discussion, Boniface.
No, you invited me and told me to come alone. No, you can't lie.
We have to have someone else. We have to balance things.
No, but you lied to me.
I didn't lie to you. I didn't know he was coming. Does he have a mic on?
Huh?
Does he have a mic on? I didn't know he was coming.
No, I can give him my mic.
Kachini. Don't be. Let a mic.
This man was accused of hate speech.
I know. That's why we need to talk about it.
No, so he can talk about it by himself.
So you can see Boni accusing Jeff of lying to him about who else was going to be on the show. The vocal Team Courage leader has been accused by some people of being a coward for walking out. But Shiro, I wonder how you're reading this.
I find it interesting that a lot of the same people who are calling Boni a coward are the same people who hailed Honorable Kuria when he walked out on Citizen interview.
On Hussein
It's
Mohammed.
like, what is it? Like, which is which? And again, it doesn't, like, if it was in Boni's shoes, it doesn't matter who walked onto that set. I feel that there was an ethical line that was crossed. That, you know, if you tell me I'm coming on your interview, and Boni himself has actually stated that he was asked to come on with, you know, people like Dennis Itumbi, and he was like, I'm not coming on with Dennis Itumbi. And then Jeff was like, okay, sawa,
You're
come
alone.
in, let's have the interview by yourself. And then in the middle of the interview, there's this whole production of, oh, look who just got here. No. No, and I say this as a huge fan of Jeff Koinange. He's one that even made me want to go into journalism. But this was hugely disappointing. And you know the funniest thing about that video?
Yeah.
Remember when Jeff goes like, Atia, but you know he's also insulted me. And then Boni was like, well, let it go. Let him insult you some more.
Anita.
That was funny.
I totally agree with Shiro on this one as well. It just felt like, listen, he wanted to come on the show alone. You've told him he's coming alone. I mean, you're not just gonna bring someone else and make it look like, look, now that he's here, let a mic. let him just get mic'd. No. As in, it just doesn't work like that. And it's true. It's wrong that when Moses Kuria walked out, everyone was like, yeah, do it. Do whatever you want, And then, Boniface does this and everyone's like, no, how could you do that? You should have sat there. No, he has a right to walk off stage.
Yeah.
In fact, speaking of which, I just might.
Naona kama
And the Lord
kama
said
Jeff
unto Anita,
akumwambia kabisa. Ati Kuria anakuja. Hapo alimkosea basi. Juu ingekuwa tu poa kumwambia vile kutaenda, ndiye akifika hapo ajue nini ana expect.
Yeah.
Ingekuwa mtu mwingine labda angefanya tu hivyo. That's why sijui niseme I'm proud of Bonnie Walker.
Yes!
Oh, Butita today!
Yes!
Well done, my friend.
Well done. You've won
You
the
came
trend.
prepared the way Bonnie went for that interview with papers.
I know, right?
Hey, Butita's a mort. Where is it? Is it in Kenya?
I'm beginning to think we didn't get the same topics.
The story, by the way, and the reason why Bonnie was there is because of all the drama around the 791 million shilling NYS scandal, right? Something stuck out of the hearings by the Parliamentary Accounts Committee this week. Josephine Kavura must really be the proverbial friend indeed. She's testified that she loaned a friend, get this, 60 million shillings. Hivyo tu. And most interesting is, she claims she doesn't even remember all the details. Alimpatia tu, unajua, her business needed some money, sijui nini. Listen to her. You've got to listen.
We were good friends with Cargo. And maybe the business he was doing maybe needed more money. So after a discussion, that's how I decided to loan him the money. And this money was to be refunded.
And this is the woman that carries 52 million shillings in bags. Unajua hizi two bags jiza uchumi ama za Nakumatt hivyo tu.
They should say carrier bags. Carrier bags. That's what she was calling.
It's the way she was saying maybe.
Yeah, the business she was doing maybe needed.
Maybe he needed. I want a friend like that who
does,
maybe thinks I may need money.
And can just randomly swing you 60 million.
And doesn't even remember. Larry, I give someone 10K, I set a reminder. I want to know when you're paying me back.
10K.
You can't possibly.
10K. Anita, you're a good friend. There are people who, you ask them for 5 socks, they start lengaing your WhatsApp. You just see blue ticks. Blue ticks. Seen, you go on Facebook. Did you get my message?
Not
seen at 8:23. Seen. This chick is swinging people 60 million. And even actually, I know what it was for.
Yeah.
Maybe he did the money and maybe it was perhaps for his business.
And
so I loaned him the money and it was to be refunded. Who are my friends? All of you people who are my friends, resign from the position. We are appointing a commission of inquiry to look into this fake friendship. None of you have offered me 60 million shillings.
No, let me tell you, Shiro. No, but Shiro, you've always known.
You've always known. I have no friends.
No, you've always known. Loans kama hiyo haiwezekani. Surely. Nikikupea 60 million talala wapi? Surely. And I'm not even sure you need it.
Yes.
I
may need it.
Even if it's taking us for free.
Okay, Butita.
Wewe Larry unaita 60 million loan. Hiyo ni donation bana. Hiyo sio loan. Hiyo pesa ni mob. Hata mimi nikipatia mtu hata 100k, lazima nimwandikie wochi. Kila siku.
You give someone 100k.
Whichever them say 100k.
Butita, we are staying friends. We are staying friends, my
Aya,
friend.
Butita ndio through pass yako brother. Hapo sasa.
Through pass.
I may need 100 grand. Or 100 million. You never know.
Unapatia mtu 100k alafu akwe mteja siku moja. Boss wewe.
Unaweza
pigia customer care wakwambia anaongea na nani. 60 million. Hivyo.
So
na hapa kuna malandlord na 800 zao wanataka kung'oa mlango.
That is quite true, actually.
It was still on the same topic. The winning hashtag this week has got to be "We Apologize Jubilee." Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Following the breaking of the Mafia House scandal story by NTV and the Business Daily, we call the system Yamajambazi. Kenyans Online responded to the demands by the ICT Cabinet Secretary, Joe Musheru, that, the Nation Media Group should apologize. And they had the memes and the tweets just coming. I wonder if anybody should remember anything?
I saw so many. I spent an entire afternoon laughing. I can't even pinpoint the one that was the funniest, to be honest.
But you see, the government has the nerve to say, oh, it was defamatory and slanderous and we need an apology and a retraction. Anita.
Come on.
Do you know, it's reached a point where these days, when a story is broken, I'm just like, what is it now? It's become too much. And then now, when Kenyans react, it's even more interesting because they'll find a way to make somebody feel rather dumb about what they're requesting. Because now, it was just funny. Like Ciru, I spent most of the afternoon laughing, and I was just like, but Kenyans, clap, clap, bravo. You have a way of making situations which should make us very, very angry, just funny. And sometimes you just need that because I don't know where we're going with all this drama.
But sometimes I feel like this propensity we have towards humor while dealing with such tribal situations, in the long run can do more harm than good. Because
that is true.
When you look at the grand scheme of things, a lot of these things should not be funny.
Right.
When
that is true.
money of that amount
5 billion shillings
disappears, that is not funny. Where we have people who are dying of cancer, waiting to go for radiotherapy at Kenyatta. By the time they call you and tell you it's your turn, your family member is one who's like, "Aya, huyu alikufa."
Alikufa kitambo,
But there's
tulimzika 2
5
months
billion
ago.
shillings missing. And fine, I know that is a Kenyan coping mechanism. But at some point, let me tell you, and I feel that maybe we need to tell the government and the people in charge that, you know, when Kenyans get to critical mass, where things stop being funny for everyone.
Hapo kutakuwa kubaya. Okay, I have to go to break. Butita, real quick.
Mi nasema Kenyans on Twitter wanafanya poa sana when it comes to kukumbusha watu pali kunaenda wrong na nini. But all this time imekuwa gani serious. Ukiona wanatumia sarcasm sahi, it shows that people are fed up.
Really
That's why kila mtu anaichukua hivyo. Sasa wacha basi tuichukue hivyo ndio sarcasm drive point home.
Yeah. All right, sawa. Hang on, stick around, everybody. What am I saying? We're going to come right back. There's plenty more to come right here on the Trending Talkers. So the world learned this week that Lupita Nyongo can dance as well as she acts, maybe even better. This was on Wednesday. She featured in the show Lip Sync Battle on Spike TV. We could show you the hotter version of that dance where she performed Salt and Pepper's song, What a Man. It's too hot for TV, but we're going to show you anyway. Here it is. Feast your eyes, people. Yani iliongeza chumvi. Guys, can we have audio on that and put it up on full screen? Salt and Pepper literally imeongezwa hapa for performance. So she clinched the hearts of Mafisi, Makondo, and the likes. Some people are calling it...
Makondo, all right. All right.
She brought it. Alileta.
Wait,
no.
what?
I saw it, I was like, even though I'm not a fan, I must say, I am a fan of whatever this is you're trying to do.
Some people are calling it ratchet.
Ah, come on, man. Ah,
well,
Ciru.
Surely.
No.
Okay, prefect.
No.
Okay,
no, let me tell you why, the thing I hate the most about the holier than thou African crew.
Yes.
If Beyonce did the same thing, we'd all be like, yes, be served, yes. But when Lupita does it, Lupita, I think you're too classy for that. You should really, no. Lupita has shown the world that she can dance as well. As in, what can this girl do at this point?
I know.
Yes.
What can she do? She looks fantastic. Her body is sick. Her body is disgustingly amazing. As in, me, I'm a fan. I'm such a huge fan, but you all already know this. Me, I love me some Lupita.
Yeah, we know that.
The rest of us are even scared to comment after that. We're usually like, Jesus.
She come for you.
You know? And we're in the same building, but I'm actually plotting my exit. No. What I'm saying is,
yes.
even when Rihanna dances like that, we've accepted, Rihanna is ratchet, and we're cool with it. So when somebody says, yeah, she went ratchet with the dance, fine, but it looked good, and she looked good doing it, and the whole point of the show is to bring unaleta your all, and she brought it, and she killed it. So please, if you really have anything bad to say, and you guys know if anybody had anything bad to say, it would be me, and I think it was great, nyamazeni tu.
Thank you.
Butita.
Huyo sio Lupita, huyo ni Nyong'o. Ukiangalia Lupita, kwa hiyo lip sync battles, watu utrainiwa, wanatrainiwanga kufanya dance move. Ukizitoa vile ziko poa vile umetrainiwa, una score high, si ndio?
Yeah.
So it's like this a reality show. So tusimjudge vile ako poa. Uoni yako Hollywood lakini yako na dance moves za Riverwood.
I did not see
I love that because she moved in a very African sort of way.
Larry, unaona kitu moja pia, hakunanga dance mbaya. Wimbo ndio inafanyanga dance kwa mbaya. Unaona hiyo wimbo na dance. ni poa mpaka inakaa tu poa, lakini hebu mweke kamati ya chini uone.
Kamati ya chini.
DJ
Okay, yeah, now there we'd be like, how dare you?
Tuone hiyo video tena.
You know what? I'm going to do that because I live for this kind of things.
Ni wimbo inafanyaga tu dance ikae.
See dance.
I'd actually never looked at it that way. That is actually quite true, Butita. Today you have points. Hi, Butita.
Yani, hey,
it's because
Butita,
Anita is loving Butita right now because Butita talked about lending people 100K.
Oh.
You've noticed.
I've
Ever
seen the
since.
love tonight.
We'll come back from the next break with that Kamatachini and see what it makes, if it makes a difference. Though,
I
meantime.
deserve dinner.
Oh.
Okay.
From Anita,
Well then.
Okay.
All right. So last week we had a fantastic show at 10 p.m. by the way. The lip sync lit up our second service. Basically what I'm trying to say is that lip sync is a whole lot of fun. Even Lupita knows that. Now, where am I going with this? A conductor in Rongai in a mud.
Oh my God.
He said to have bitten off a customer's lip last Friday.
Good.
Again, a conductor in Ronga, in a mud, bit off a customer's lip. I know, he took lip sync a bit too far.
But
met-
okay, I need to know. I have so many questions.
Yes.
So do I.
The conductor's a dude, right?
Yes.
How do you let another dude get so close to your face, first of all? Like, do you not see it coming? Number two, like, what would be the provocation
Yes.
for you to lunge at another man and bite his lip off? Not that it was a sexual bite.
I think you're overthinking this,
like he
Ciru.
removed it.
Ciru, I think...
What would be your what happened? Is the zombie apocalypse finally upon us? Is it happening? Should we be in our homes boarding up the windows and being ready for the Walking Dead? What is happening? I'm so confused.
I think you're overthinking this. It's Rongai.
But you see, you also have to understand, Shiro, the definition of lip sync haijafika Rongai bado. The Google definition might take a while to get there. Meanwhile, this guy was actually being robbed.
I know, her mentions are going to be in the toilet today.
No, this guy was being robbed of his phone and his money. So when he tells the guy, wait, why are you trying to rob me? It really perturbed me that this conductor's first reaction was, let me bite your lip off. How?
It's like, shut up. In fact, you can't talk without lips.
I don't know, slap him, hit him, bite his lip off. But what's very sad about this whole situation is, eventually they got back the phone, obviously not the money. And it's because a friend to the guy whose lip was bitten knew the driver of the matatu. And the driver denied knowing this conductor. You're wondering, is it really the zombie apocalypse? Sorry.
It is the zombie
to the extent
apocalypse.
where this guy just umad this guy and disappeared. And now he can't
Anita,
be found.
It's coming. It's coming. You can't be caught stealing and then you start biting.
But it's very sad.
Lips.
These guys normally are normally in cahoots and then they rob customers. It's very, very sad.
Okay, Butita.
Conductor pia ni mali ya umo. Hapo kimeumana.
No, stop.
Lari unajua tunashinda tukisema ati lip sync. Umse ako lip sync. Ni mgonjwa huyo. Ameumwa. Na mnaumanaje? Mwanaume anafikaje? Aje Ciru umesema huko. Mwanaume anafanya nini karibu na wewe?
Does he still bite people?
Okay.
Suarez.
Let's just leave it there for the moment.
He seems to have just taken up from the guy.
Enyewe lakini makonda Uranga hawapendi ujinga.
No. Ni ujinga.
Guys, stick around. There's plenty more of TTTT coming after the break. It works, right?
It does. Yes. And it still looks classy.
Does it? Does it?
Not with Kamati ya Chini.
It does.
Kamati ya Chini just ruins everything.
Really?
That song is just the most disgusting set of instructions.
I don't know. It's still
because
I was focusing more on what Lupita was doing than listening
what
to the song.
What are you asking people to do?
Are you saying it's impossible to dance Kamati Chini in a classy way?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying.
How is it Kamati
No,
Chini
Shiro,
classily?
it's possible. If you dance the way I do, which is just poke your fingers in the air the entire time, you look
Even
fine.
that.
There's very little
dances
damage
are
you've
risky.
caused to yourself, to your dignity.
It still looks ratchet.
Really,
ratchet.
even this. Really, Shiro.
Ratchet.
What did that guy do to you? What bad things happened to you when that song played in the club? There was no
it's a very nice song.
There was no shirtless guy just dancing in front of you.
Is this that time for
confessions?
confessions?
Out.
Somebody, James Minor, is Eddie Butita getting a tattoo of tonight's show? Because it's all about him killing with the jokes.
Today Butita, you killed it.
I know, right?
Mwili yangu yote ni tattoo.
Well, that is true. We saw
That
at the
is
beginning
also
of the
true.
show.
True words have never been spoken.
I think there's some people who miss the intro. We should do it again.
We should do that intro again.
Just
Mkitoa hiyo
throw it
picha
in there.
mtanipata hapa.
Sijali tutakupata. So Kenyans have made history after a successful 23-hour surgery out Tuesday. The operation to separate conjoined twins Blessing and Favor was done by a multidisciplinary team of over 50 medical specialists. We're talking pediatric surgeons, we're talking neurosurgeons, we're talking plastic and reconstructive surgeons, the whole works, anesthetists and nurses at the Kenyatta National Hospital Main Theatre. KNH. The successful separation of the twins is said to be the first in Africa. It cost something like 160 million shillings. But you see, it's worth it because they get to live independent lives now, Ciru.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and a lot of people have said a lot of things about Kenya's health sector, and I'm not going to deny that there are a lot of problems there, especially coming on the heels of the latest scandal that has hit it. But even in spite of all the problems, there is no denying that there are great medical minds in this country. I remember during my brief stay in med school
before I
ran away when I became a quack. But I remember even guys used to come from overseas, like to spend a semester or two in the medical school.
Nice.
Like there are some great medical minds in
the
Kenya.
positive things happening.
Yeah, there are great things happening. There are very many dedicated medical personnel that are doing their jobs in horrible situations with very little pay. And for that, you know what? Well done. And well done to this team of amazing medical professionals
Anita.
that pulled this off.
The story touched me because we got to interview the mom.
You're right.
Her name is Caroline, and her story was just so touching. You know, it took 2 years. You guys,
Imagine
patience.
that, yeah.
2 years, because the children had to go to a certain age before
They were born
the
in
surgery could be
2014, I
done.
think in September 2014. Yes.
Yes. So she was saying how when she found out that there could she was very sad. She even thought God hates her.
Oh,
She was just hoping God would take her life. It was that bad.
It ends very
And then
nicely.
when she finally saw the surgery was successful, you guys, you can never really put into any sort of quantity the kind of impact doctors have on people's lives.
Yeah.
Okay.
This woman's life changed. Thank you
Kabisa.
very much to that entire team.
Butita.
And the lives of those children as well
Yes.
completely changed.
They're
All
now
right.
living separately.
Awesome.
And they'll be
Butita.
out of hospital in a week.
Excellent. We can't wait for that to happen. Butita?
What made me happy ni ati walikuwa to 50, 58.
About 58,
50.
yes.
Yeah.
Just over 50.
58 people.
Yes.
They joined hands together, mind zao zote pamoja, and made this a success.
Yeah.
That means Kenya we have skilled doctors.
Yep.
Very
Watu
many.
wenye wanaweza fanya kazi vile inafaa. Shida ni facilities.
So if we'd stop stealing 5 billion,
lazima tukuwe na facilities pia. Juu kama madaktari wetu wanaweza, inamaanisha tuna potential kubwa sana.
Yeah.
Truer words have never been spoken. Jackson Kibor is a former politician. You remember him because we talked about him on the show some time back. That was when he found his car clamped in Eldoret. He
And he
unclamped
unclamped
it
it
using
anyway.
a saw because he's that guy. So this week there's new information about him. He wants to unchain himself from his marriage. He's filed for divorce from his wife of 52 years.
Jackson Unchained.
So Mr. Kibor is accusing his wife of negligence, but his wife is like, nope, I'm not going anywhere. I have not done those things. So does it really take that long to realize that a relationship is not working?
Hiya, you don't know.
unaona hiyo
You know my
msumeno
mom.
live?
Perseverance,
Yeah,
Larry.
listen.
52 years.
My mom
Persevere.
my mom has told me this many times, and she says it in Kikuyu. Stories za wenye wamefunikana na blanketi moja. Wachane nazo. So we don't know. Maybe things are going well 52 years. Then
Ago.
on the 53rd, he looked at her. He was like, "Nyere kegwere mutumie ushoni yako thi. I don't want this woman in my house. Get out." Have you ever been in a situation where, in a relationship where you're so irritated by that person, and last week you're so in love?
I know, you can't even stand them.
Let me tell you how you can be irritated with someone. Paka, you can hear them breathing from the other side. You're breathing too loudly.
You breathe like an elephant.
Stop breathing.
Anita.
No, so now part of the story was
Yes.
the second wife was saying, listen, this guy should stop saying I was negligent. He left her in the 1970s to go
Yes.
live with his third wife.
Yes.
And then he got angry when he wanted to sell 200 acres of 800 acres
Yes.
that he owns.
So that's a quota.
Or like they own together.
Yes.
So when he said, wait, babe, I want to sell 200 acres, and she wasn't having it. He was like, I want to be unchained from this situation.
I want to be emancipated from
Emancipated.
that
You know?
slavery.
52.
Yeah.
Hiyo mapenzi imeretire.
They have not lived
Tumie tu hiyo
together for a
msumeno.
very long time as well.
Yeah, they've been separated for a while.
70s,
but again,
man.
that's just to answer the question, because I know you asked, like, how can you just be tired after 52 years? I'm telling you, you can be tired even after 90. The 91st year, you look at this man and you want to suffocate him with a pillow. Like, why aren't you dying?
Tuache nini Butita?
Shiro, you know, these things will be used against you in the court of law.
Butita, tuache nini?
Tuache tu waendelee na hiyo kesi by the way. Juu najua witness wengi wa hiyo time wakianza pia ni wanyanye tu sasa.
They'll be tired, they'll be like,
kuja Nairobi. Ndio wakamkesi. Atumie tu hiyo msumeno kukata pingu za maisha. Hakuna shida.
Butita today. Yo.
Hey man, you're on a roll, you're on fire.
You're on a fire.
You're on fire.
See? So this campaign period will show us things, Yani. From actresses like Shebesh
Stop throwing shade, man.
to the last minute projects by politicians and branding, all they do. Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero has a fresh one for you. He recently hinted at rebranding himself by, adopting a Kikuyu name. So he becomes Evans Karaoke Kidero, so as to be more convincing to electorate of Central Kenya origin. Shiro, you're already in your sign. Hey.
How is he carrying us? Do you know? We know your name.
Evans Kidero.
We know. You can't actually. Omode, my name is Karaoke. Hello.
Karaoke Kidero.
Stop carrying us avocado. We know who you are.
I was waiting for you to say that. I love it when you say that.
Carrying us marege, pumpkin. Why?
I'm a better marigo.
Carrying us ripe bananas. Why?
Anita.
Seriously, how dumb do politicians think we are? We have known your name for the past 5 years, and then you just want to remix and come and expect us to vote for you. You know we live in Nairobi. We know what you have done, what you have not done. Surely, you cannot assume we're that dumb. And also, that is what we're trying to stop. Tribal politics, where you assume your name will get you a vote. We do not vote for your name. We vote for the service you will bring.
Okay, Butita.
Kidero campaign, uza manifesto. Wachana na majina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It.
Speaking of leaders, our very own president has more than one occasion been caught on camera driving. It made news or trended on, at the least, right? So Rwanda's president, Paul Kagame, did the same. However, in his case, there's a massive element of freshness. What are y'all checking at?
The same.
No, at the same time.
At the same time.
President Kagame chauffeured King Mohammed VI of Morocco to the airport on Monday.
Kagame.
Okay, Butita, Kagame, sema.
Alipoa tala vile sema wacha ma president pia wafanye vitu watu kawaida ufanya. Unajua pia sikuna Uhuru alidrive. President Uhuru akabai njugu siku moja. Museveni ndio huyu ana drive message out of Uganda.
Oh my God, Butita, that was just a classic.
That was brilliant. We can end the show.
Paul Kagame ako sawa tu. Shida ni ati. Shida pia ni media. Media English news.
Oh my God.
Ilikuwa sawa sana. Rwanda president drives king to the airport. News ya Kiswahili. Kagame aendesha mbele ya wageni.
Okay, Anita, do you have anything to say to this?
I can't.
No, Butita just finished me on this one.
We're done. Thank you, Butita, for
Guys,
everything you've done.
So crazy is no longer attributed to weed, only now to charity as well. Greg Bannatyne, he's a South African initially believed to have smoked Malawian weed, broke the interwebs when he showed up at the Kamuzu airport in Malawi, fully naked. Well, not fully. It was later reported that weed did not bear any responsibility in this madness because the guy was creating awareness and raising funds for children by flying in his speed of somewhere. So he had a bet with his friends. If he went past immigration, they'd give another, I think, 100,000 shillings or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's cool. Then I can't laugh at that.
But still, that's very brave, right? Look at that. We didn't do that.
You've gone with your pandi to the airport.
Yes,
Hiyo caption imeweza. Safari ya ndethe.
Who wrote that? Who wrote
Whoever
that?
does the
The one
captions,
Dr.
Larry.
Kingori,
Dr.
what
Kingori, by the way.
Dr. Kingori's new show is coming up on NTV starting this Tuesday at 8 p.m. It's going to be the funniest thing on television. He does all of the things you see at the bottom here. And appears the scripts. All right, again, my thanks to Anita, to Ciru, and to Butita. There you are. Butita, you want to say anything? At 10 p.m., we're going to have Mikasa from South Africa, the Wailing Souls from Jamaica, also Akoden Femiwan.